In a kingdom ruled by King Wei, the people were facing difficulties. Wei was a young ruler who had inherited the throne after his father. Despite his good intentions, the state was plunging into chaos. The bureaucracy was corrupt, the people suffered from high taxes, and the army was in disarray and discipline problems. King Wei realized that his governance was ineffective, and wanting to correct the situation, he sought help from the great sage Confucius. When Confucius arrived in the kingdom, Wei invited him to his palace and asked with concern, "Teacher, how can I become a wise ruler and govern the people justly? My kingdom is falling into chaos, and I don't know how to save it." Confucius, looking at the ruler, said, "A ruler must be like the North Star, which remains in its place, while all the other stars revolve around it." These words inspired Wei, and he decided to follow the sage's advice. He understood that he must be an example for his people, demonstrating stability and fairness. First, Wei started with himself. He stopped making hasty and emotional decisions, becoming more deliberate and patient. The king began to show by example the importance of remaining calm and composed even in difficult times. Second, Wei became more accessible to his subjects. He started holding regular meetings with the people, listening to their complaints and suggestions. The king showed that he was always ready to listen and take action. This increased the people's trust in their ruler. Third, Wei took steps to strengthen justice in his kingdom. He removed corrupt officials and appointed honest and competent people in their place. This allowed for effective governance and reduced abuses of power. The ruler began fighting injustice not only in his palace, but throughout the kingdom. Wei also reduced taxes for peasants and craftsmen, improving their welfare and reducing social tension. People began to work harder and became more loyal to the ruler. The king introduced strict discipline in the army, appointing experienced commanders and establishing clear rules of service. This strengthened the state's defense capabilities and increased the people's trust in the government. Soon, Wei's kingdom began to prosper. The people were pleased with the just governance, and the state became stronger and more stable. King Wei realized that Confucius's wisdom not only saved his kingdom, but also made his rule an example for others. Modern-day conclusion: the advice Confucius gave to King Wei remains relevant today. In the modern world, leadership and governance require the same qualities: stability, fairness, and honesty. Leaders, whether heads of states, companies, or public organizations, can draw inspiration from this parable. Lead by example. Leaders should be role models for their subordinates and society. This creates an atmosphere of trust and respect. Honesty and fairness, corruption and injustice destroy any system. Honest governance and fair decisions strengthen states and organizations. Accessibility and openness. Leaders who listen to their subordinates and citizens build trust and create a harmonious working or social environment. Patience and deliberation. Making thoughtful decisions and being patient help avoid mistakes and contribute to long-term success. Thus, Confucius's wisdom remains an important source of knowledge in the modern world, helping to build just and successful societies.